Alright fam, welcome back to another SR video. Every time I do this, auto is not working with my windshield wipers. That was a terrible intro. Welcome back to another semen retention video, guys. If you watch these sequentially in the order that I post every day, you're gonna realize I just went and picked up my Chipotle food that I was waiting to get to in the last video. Now I'm heading home, got a little bit of a drive, so I thought, hey, let's make one more quick video for you guys. Again, this is coming after 184 days of my semen retention streak that I'm on right now, which is definitely my PR, my longest streak, pure streak by far. And the concept today, guys, it might be short, it might be brief, but let's be real. I don't think my calls ever really become that. I say that, and then they're 45 minutes long. So this concept of, I guess there's two ways I can address this, but I'm gonna call this something like semen retention and spiraling. And there's two ways. We can look at things in a downward spiral, and we can look at things in an upward spiral. Now, my life when I'm not on a semen retention streak historically has felt like a downward spiral. And you might notice this too, guys. You get on a nice, healthy, long SR streak, and then you finally go relapse. What typically happens? There tends to be an overall like downward spiral trend in your life. You find that once you release once, you want to do it again, and then you probably have multiple relapses all in a row because you're like, well, if I did it once, might as well get it all out now. Like, might as well enjoy it now, and then I'll get back on it. And like, your brain starts to run laps around you, man. Your animal instincts, your animal brain kicks in, that reptilian brain, and you relapse once, leads into more relapses. Oh, now my willpower is lower. Now I'm gonna go eat shit food. Now I'm gonna go binge this, or waste my time, or not make the right move, or I'm gonna skip my workouts, I'm gonna do this, so I'm gonna hit that other chick up, I'm gonna start chasing these girls again, like giving up my power, like whatever it is. I have noticed a trend that when I am not disciplined with my sexual energy, the spiral is downward. Have you noticed that? Have you seen that in your life? Can you relate to what I am saying here? But when I take my sexual discipline seriously, and I hold this sexual energy, and I get on a long freaking SR streak like I am right now, 184 days today, I'll post this, I don't know. I'm ahead of content. I'm making content on the weekend, so I'll post this probably closer to like 190. Getting close to that day 200. But guys, when I'm locked in on this, my life now starts to look like an upward spiral. Every area of my life starts to get better. My willpower is stronger to just achieve things. My desire to do hard things goes through the roof. My timeline for things, guys, is I am patient. I just will continually show up and do the right steps, not expecting anything immediate. Basically, every area of my life it just continues to improve and improve and improve. I start to feel like him, you know? But here is something interesting that I noticed, and this is why I call it a spiral. Because things that I thought, you know, like emotions, trauma, like stuff that I thought I had moved through and was done with, continues to every now and then show its face again the longer that I get on SR. And you might think, fuck, I thought I was done with that. I thought I got rid of this shit. This is BS. What's happening is it's not working. But after a lot of studying and seeking advice from very smart people around me in my communities, what I've realized is this: life is this spiral, and you're always going to keep coming back around to certain themes and certain lessons. But if you are really focused on improving and ascending and raising your frequency and your vibration, every time you come back around to it, you don't have the same perspective this time. You have a higher perspective because it is a spiral up. So the thing that you might have dealt with previously that was impossible for you to like get past and work through, this time you come around and it might not have nearly as much of a hold over you. It's still something that you see and you might need to address and work through, but this time it doesn't hold so much weight. You have a different perspective. You have a different solution. You are approaching it from a higher consciousness. Thus, you have a higher perspective, different solutions now available to you that you did not prior. Is there any place in your life right now that you can resonate with this? Let's hit pause right now on the video and think. Let's apply some of this. Do I resonate with this idea of the spiraling? Have I noticed downward spirals in my life when I relapse and I don't take this seriously? And have I noticed the upwards spirals? And have I noticed themes in my life that I think I'm past? I think that I've moved fully past, and then they come back into my reality again. Only this time I can tell, like, I've healed a good amount of it. There still might be more, but I've worked through a lot of it. When it when the light turns yellow, guys, you gotta punch it. That one was really, really far. I wasn't even like to it yet. I was a ways away and I just friggin' punched it, dude. Oh, I should have punched that one too. Oh well. I can't punch all the lights in one night. It's okay. I gotta be careful with that though, because that little light back there where I just hit it, I was 20 over the speed limit going through town just in that little stretch. Gotta be careful there. What I was saying is this concept of spiraling. Because I have noticed patterns, guys, where things that I thought I'd 100% moved past, thoughts, people that are coming to mind, exes. Like, here's a great example. There was a chick a few years back that I was ready to go all in with, and like just shifting into that like love stage, right? And like, man, I ignored a lot of red flags. I was pretty naive, and I was also dealing with a lot of health stuff and like just a lot of rock bottom stuff. Long story short, that is the first time I got to experience what it's like to have a woman cheat on you and then lie about it. And then you have to confront her and like pull it out of her. Like it felt, I wanted to throw up. It felt like I could have just, I was like curled up on the ground, like nauseous, right? Ready to throw up. Not the easiest lesson to learn. I'll say that, but I've learned a lot. Like, there's a lot of stuff I gleaned from that one that has benefited me moving forward, but still difficult. But it's interesting because, you know, feeling like I moved past that a long time ago. I haven't thought about her in a long time, and I've muscle tested it too. Because guys, muscle testing it's really powerful because you can muscle test on behalf of other people, the collective, yourself. We're all connected. This is the beauty of it. It's pretty cool. But I've done enough muscle testing to realize, like, she's still thinking about me. She's tried to reach out to me in the past. Blocked, deleted her, like, You know, sometimes the best move is just silence in these situations. Like, that was one of those situations where I knew that I was leading the charge from a consciousness perspective. Like, she kind of pulling me down a little bit, but you know, it was fun. It was exciting, right? You find ways to justify stuff and excuse stuff. Yeah. She tried to, weasel her way back into my life a while ago, but I just blocked, deleted her, move on. Like, I have zero tolerance for that stuff. Literally zero tolerance. I will not put up with something like that. But what's interesting, guys, I haven't thought about that chick in years. There's been no reason to. Recently, she's started to pop into my mind in the last like week or so. Now, this is what's interesting about the law of thought transmission, guys. You know how when you think of somebody and then they text you, or you think of them and they call, or you see them, whatever, it's like everybody's connected. We're all connected. And typically when you start to think of somebody, it can often be because they are actually thinking of you and you're getting a hit from that signal. Look into this. It's pretty wild. I think there is a book. No, I don't think that one gets into it. Neville Goddard does talk about this quite a bit, though. Neville Goddard would do this live on in his shows and his stages, where he would literally show people how he does this live, go into deep meditation, use this process, and then the person would call on stage, and like they would show proof of it. Like, wild stuff. You're capable of that as well. So am I. But when I start to get thoughts like that, now my initial thought is that they are thinking of me. And I will like muscle test it and like check it out. It's like, oh, I'm receiving a hit from them. That not every thought of yours is your thought. Not every thought is original. Like, oftentimes you're just picking up on a signal from somebody else. I'm like, that's pretty interesting. Isn't it interesting? Like, the longer that I go on this SR streak too, like, I've had a lot of women like reach out that I haven't talked to in a long time, and it's like, why are you hitting me up right now? Like, I have no desire for anything. Like, it's interesting. The longer that you go on this is where a lot of men are like, man, these women, they can just like sense that I'm on SR, and they don't know why, but they're like reaching out and like trying to come back to my life, and they don't even know it, but they can sense it. These are very what's the word? Subconscious creatures. They do a lot subconsciously. They can just sense stuff. But yeah, I blocked her, deleted her. I have zero tolerance for any of that stuff. Not worth my time. Not worth my time. You know, trash vibes, trash frequency. But isn't interesting now that she's popping in my mind, but being aware of this is like, okay, she's probably thinking about me. Oh, I can go muscle test it. Yeah, she is thinking about me. Interesting. But as I started to think about her, and I let myself dwell on it, feelings of anger and being just fucking pissed off, frustration, just that grossness, like, the anger, guys. The disrespect, the disloyalty, burned, just got me all worked up. And it's almost as if I spiraled back. I'm still going in an upward spiral, but I spiraled back to another common theme that I thought I had fully worked through, but I had not fully worked through, because there was clearly stuff that still needed to come up from it and be released from it, yes? And now that I feel like I'm, worked through that, it's like, is it gone forever? Maybe not. I might still spiral back again to it from another higher perspective, work a little bit more out, finally like land somewhere else. But there's been this pattern of these spirals, guys. It's like, you think you're through it, but you might not be through it. You come back, yeah, I thought I was through that. can't believe I didn't work through this. Like, maybe you shame yourself, feel guilty of like still feeling these emotions, holding on to these, this anger, this unforgiveness, whatever. It's like, no, you probably did work through all this stuff at that time, but now there's another layer that just exposed itself now that you're at a higher perspective, a higher consciousness on the next round of the spiral. So you might find this. Let me know, for those of you that really lock in on these SR streaks and you're going long on this. Have you noticed this appear in your reality, in your life? Have you noticed themes that you continue to spiral back to? Either up or, or down, whatever the pattern is. And if you can, guys, the biggest thing is if you can be aware of them, if you can be conscious and aware of them, then they lose the power over you, because you now are not victim to them. You now know how to handle them, how to work through them, and how to, resolve them. Consciousness and awareness, that cannot be overstated how valuable that is in this journey. Semen retention, guys, it's going to continually bring up stuff that you need to work through and release. It's going to spotlight weaknesses in your armor, weaknesses, things that you need to work through and heal and resolve and release. That is why most men cannot do this. That is why most men cannot get on long streaks like this, because there's no numbing this in an effective way to like keep it all down. Semen retention, it brings it all up. Your vibration raising, it just brings it all to the surface, and you have to deal with it so you can heal from it. Have you been experiencing that? I have. That's the whole point of this. It's like the whole freaking journey, guys. Internal wounds, traumas, stuff you have to work through, everything coming to the surface. But if you can be aware of it, that's where you get your power back. Yeah, there's some of these lessons, guys, they're not fun. And there can still be like feelings of shame and guilt even for allowing myself to be a version of me that a girl would even think about doing something like that. I had to work through a lot of shit around that, and I was going to make a video just about that, and I still probably will. But what really gave me some more perspective is when I flew out to go see a doctor in Texas, a special chiropractor who's like the GOAT of all chiropractors out there. He does these crazy adjustments. I ended up meeting a guy from Canada worth $100 million. I am not making this up. $100 million. Still have his number. I haven't talked to that guy in a long ass time. He invited me out to... Did he invite me out to his place in Canada? He's got like 10,000 acres of land out there. Anyways, very, very successful businessman. Sold his business worth $100 million, and his wife cheated on him with a bimbo drug addict with nothing to his name. She cheated on him with that guy. And I was getting his story and perspective over some steaks at a really great steakhouse. And he was explaining how hard, like everything that he had to work through, but his perspective where he landed was this. That was not a reflection of me. That was a reflection of her. Because deep down, she didn't believe she was worthy of me and worthy of the life that I offered her. Granted, they have kids together as well. Crazy shit. And she went and pulled that. Now, fast forward, he said she's living with him. She's like a drug addict. She's at like the lowest trash level frequency vibe you can imagine. Like, she is lost. And I don't even try to help because, like, I've tried it. She's gone. Because that is something she feels worthy of. There's some subconscious belief, limiting belief, whatever. She is in resonance with that. She is a vibrational match with that situation and that man, who is, for all intensive purposes, just like a failure, right? Just like a failure of a man. And I realized that lesson for me was, bro, this chick cheating on me, sure, there's always some sort of role part that both parties play, but it was less of a reflection about me and me being less than or like unworthy. It was more because there was a dynamic, guys, where like wisdom wise, life experience wise, education wise, like I had infinitely more involved in that area than her. I was the leader, spiritually in that relationship. She was very young and naive to this stuff. And she had trauma and internal programs, clearly, that were unresolved, that were so difficult and limiting that where I was headed in life, which where I get to now and like where I'm headed, like, dude, she would oh, she's gonna kick herself, and I will say this, guys, it is fun as a man realizing that your revenge, here's how it works. Your revenge on women like this is to become the biggest badass mother trucker that you can possibly become, level up, become the best version of yourself, and then someday they get to see you and realize that they missed the boat, they missed the ship, they played their hand wrong, they played their cards wrong, right? They bet on the wrong horse. Could have been them, right? Oh, you could have been a queen. Yep, you never would have had to work. You know, XYZ, whatever it is, you would have had the dream life that you ever could have wanted. You messed it up. That has been something that has driven me for a really long time, is this idea of like running into people of my past like that, or this girl, for example, and like, hey, what are you up to? It's like, who are you? It's like, oh my gosh, are you? I don't remember you, but yeah, it's like, yeah, now I'm a king, like life is good. Like, granted, there's a lot of ego in this, guys, of course, but it can be good motivation for you to turn your life around if you have had a woman cheat on you in the past. It's great motivation, toxic or not. It is a good tailwind behind you to push you into developing, self-developing, leveling up faster and quicker in life. Yeah, it's like the female revenge is typically like going and just like sleeping with somebody, but like the male revenge is like, it's a long-term revenge, is like, and it stings more because it's the long-term play of like, oh, I missed out, right? I don't know how I got on that element of this. Wasn't planning to talk about this at all, but hey, in the spirit of authenticity, being real and transparent and authentic for all of you guys on this channel, I'm just going to keep sharing more of my journey, what's motivating me, what's pushing me forward. That's a great example of something to put on your why, for why you're doing semen retention. This paper you pull out when it's getting too hard, the urges are too difficult, the flat lines are too difficult, I want to quit, I want to give in, I just want it to be done. Pull out that piece of paper. Hey, remember that chick? Remember this situation? How badly do you want to become a better version of yourself? How badly do you want to be the man that they always now think about and regret passing up? That's great motivation. And the beautiful thing is, eventually you do it long enough, guys, you level up, you start to move through these emotions, spiral through them, and like actually heal from it, to the point where, you know, pretty soon it really starts to lose the emotional charge. That's slowly what's been happening for me. But it's just funny how, wow, even after 180 freaking SR days, these thoughts and these things that have happened in the past are still showing up for me to continue to deal with, continue to work through. Interesting. Pretty freaking interesting. Spiraling. Give me your thoughts on this, guys. Let me know in the comments. Have you dealt with any of this? Do you relate with any of this? I'm sure there's probably a handful of you that have. How are you handling it? You know, what day are you on right now in your SR streak? Where's your mindset at? Do you have topics you want me to cover? Future videos? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know in all the comments. This is a wild journey, guys. Just when you think you move through stuff, it's done, you can move on. It's like, you circle back and it's like, frick, I have to work through more of this? I thought I was done with this. But there's waves to healing. There's waves to your body releasing all this stuff. If your body tried to dump it all at once, it probably would not work. Like, it'd probably be too much. It'd probably be like the equivalent to a Herxheimer reaction when you do detoxes too fast and you pull too many toxins out of your body all at once back into your bloodstream, and you just get terribly sick as your body tries to work through it. I would assume it would probably be something similar to that. If you tried to get all that trauma and everything out all at once, you'd probably have adverse reactions to it, as opposed to taking it in waves and spirals. Come back around, oh, another healing session. Come back around, another healing session. Oh, I think I'm over this. Why is that in my head? You know, and then it's gone. Shout out to all these hoes out here motivating us men to level up, waking us up to how reality works in life. I've had a few instances where I've really learned some hard lessons about female psychology. And that's going to be stuff that I also teach about in the community, the men's community. Once I launch it, is having a section where we really start to learn about, you know, female nature, female psychology, just so that we can be aware of the games that are played and how things work. And yeah, hopefully we can avoid really, really difficult lessons like this. But anyways, y'all, peace, love, abundance to you all. I'll get this thing uploaded probably in a week or so, around like day 190 something. I don't know. Hopefully you got a nugget out of this. I will catch you on the next one.